Welcome everyone. This is Chat Up Sports. I'm your host T Biggs. Rambo on the other side. What's going on, man?
Not much, brother. I approve this message.
I'm glad you do. Let's carry on. Today's topic is going to be about Maurice Jones Drew officially holding out for a new contract in Jacksonville.
hmm
This is going to have a huge impact on fantasy football, so it makes it relevant in a lot of different ways. Rambo, why don't you give us your input on that?
Well, Terrell, some people say you got to shake what your mama gave you. Clearly, MJD has done that over the last 7, 8 seasons. Reward the guy. He's been the only consistent player on your team for years. He's been
Yep.
the offense since Fred Taylor left. What are you
Yep.
doing? I don't understand this.
I don't get it either. This guy, since 2009, I know he's in the top three of overall rushing yards since '09
hmm
in the league. And that's saying a lot because Jacksonville hasn't been relevant, as you mentioned, since the Fred Taylor, Mark Brunell era. So this guy's the face of the franchise. He's our only productive, consistent player on offense. And you need to reward this guy. He has 2 years left, but he's outplayed that contract. And they rely way too heavily on him not to give him a new
hmm
contract. I think that's just, they're kind of spitting in his face by not rewarding him and giving him what he deserves.
Honestly, man, this is what disgusts me about the NFL sometimes is that guys like this don't get rewarded. What happened to the days when a guy would give his all for a team and then they would give him that payday? I mean, nowadays it's like everybody's expendable. They're all on that Bill Belichick tip about, you know what, you don't like it? Fine, get out of here. We'll plug somebody else in your spot and then we'll move on forward without you. Let me tell you something. That's not how organizations are built. Okay, it worked for Bill Belichick. I don't see it working for anybody else. Bill Belichick is a different type of coach. You need to show faith in the guys in your locker room because if you don't, the guy next to him whose contract is up next year is going to have a different mentality than he would thinking, you know what? I put my heart and soul out for this team. They're going to reward me. But you know what? I just saw what they did to MJD. Maybe they're not. Maybe I won't. Maybe I won't go all out for this team because I got to make sure I don't get injured. I mean, you see what I'm saying?
Absolutely, and running backs have the shortest lifespan in the league. They
Yeah.
only last about 3 years in the league. So let's get into how this relates to fantasy. You know my stand on contract holdouts going into the
Yeah.
next year. Guys who come into camp late.
hmm
It's shown in the history of the NFL at any position when a guy holds out, they usually don't get into shape until mid to late season or they get hurt. So this is
Yeah.
going to have a big impact on fantasy unless they man up and give this guy his contract, which they need
hmm
to do immediately. He has
Yeah.
to report to camp today by 3 o'clock. So we'll see how it all pans out, man. I don't like the way they're treating the situation. It's unprofessional to do that
hmm
to the star player of your franchise. So hopefully it all goes well and they get this situated within the next couple of days. If not, it's gonna be real risky for fantasy owners to draft this guy where he's projected to go.
Yeah, well, we all saw the Chris Johnson experiment, last year or whatever, whatnot. They better give him his money. Let's ask the fans, why have they not given his money yet, and will they give him his money, and should they give him his money? Leave your comments below, and for fantasy owners, be very, very careful.
Adios.